Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour on Saga 960. You know, social media has taken off like crazy in the last bunch of years, unquestionably, but even more so during COVID-19. And there's this individual on Instagram and Facebook that I've been following called Andy the Social Girl. And she is one of the top influencers, according to Twitter and Instagram. And I wanted to check out what it's all about and how she gained this notoriety. So I want to introduce you to Andrea Vieira, who is Brazilian born. She's a Canadian social media influencer. She works on numerous different platforms. She's gained notoriety by Twitter as the top 4% most influential social media users worldwide. And it's interesting because she's got a fine art background, and she also has promoted and created educational cultural projects around the world. Social Andy, how are you? Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me. I'm great. Thank you.
So tell me, how did you get into being a social influencer?
I used to work for over 20 years with all these education and cultural projects. And for the last 2 years, it was like in 2016, people started asking me like, can you publish this? Can you advertise that? And I always said no. But one thing that always bothered me with my projects was that I couldn't achieve like financial stability. And that part was really bad for me. And I had to work this thing inside myself because you always judge too much, right? And I'm on my mid-40s. And I had this idea that social media is something for 20 years old, single, that always posts like smiling perfect, right? And that's not the truth. And then I found this niche that is for a woman my age and people that already have a story, right? Because I have a past that I deal with eating disorder and all this struggle. And I start sharing my life, and that's how I start growing. I traveled to India in 2018 in April, and I was a speaker at the Women Economic Forum, and that's how everything exploded on social media, on Instagram, because Twitter ranked me top 4% most influential in the world back in 2013. That's
back in 2013. 7 years ago, you were top 4% in the world on Twitter.
Yes, and people didn't talk too much about social media by that time. And it's the time I start my Instagram account, because I found out that Twitter was just like the tiny lines, and you couldn't share too much images. And my work was all about the image, right?
Now, it's interesting because you've been very involved in fine art as well. You had an exhibition at the Louvre in 2014 and 2015?
Yes. I had like my exhibition, my canvases exhibited there twice, and it was amazing experience. Like I participate of most of all biennials in Europe, like art weeks around the world, and I'm an artist for UNICEF, and it was amazing. It was just like I was on top of the world. I represented Canadian visual arts during Olympic Games. Brazilian during Pan Am Games here in Toronto, but I was missing something inside me.
What was it you were missing?
First, I needed this financial stability. That thing really bothered me, and I had this troubled relationship.
So you had financial instability. Why? Because you were an artist, a fine artist?
Yes, because to be an artist, I used to plan like a solo exhibition every year or every 2 years, depending on the size of the project, and around the world. So my last one was in São Paulo in 2016 when I was working for the Olympic Games. And it was huge, but like take me like over like 2 years to plan and to do the project and to create the canvases. And you have to invest a lot of money and time. And the return sometimes is not what you're expecting, right? Because like art is expensive.
And so the social media influencer obviously has established some financial stability for you? Is that
yes.
What's happened?
Because when I traveled to India and I start with the swimwear business, that's how it started in India. I was invited by Amazon to be an influencer for Amazon, and I have the biggest swimwear storefront inside Amazon worldwide. So
the best swimwear?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only for women, and I have everything from Brazilian bikinis to burkinis, everything you find there.
And this is things that you design or that you manufacture or that you just promote?
No, being an influencer for Amazon, it's I recommend products from other brands around the world, and Amazon pays me to be recommending. So when people buy the Gucci bikini from Gucci link that I put there, you're not paying me anything. Amazon will pay for the service.
Oh, really? Fantastic. And this is because you went to India and you spoke at the Women's Economic Forum and you made a name for yourself.
Yes, but it was also because when I was in India, I started selling swimming wear there, and I started promoting on social media. And when I came back summer 2018, I started selling here, and here was an explosion because all the Latino community that I have big networking, everybody was shopping with me and with the girls that were selling my pieces. I was selling also in Switzerland and Dubai. So after summer, Amazon came to me and said, like, don't you want to have swimming wear store inside Amazon and also like be an influencer for us? And of course I said yes.
What a fantastic story. And then you said there was something else about relationships. Tell me what the relationship issue was.
Yes. I've been through my marriage and I wanted to divorce, right? I was on the divorcing process, and that's how I was looking for this stability, because I grew up in a very independent family. So I didn't want to knock on my parents' house and say like, hello, I need money. And that's how I started working nonstop, and I built myself.
So it's really that you both had the issue of the divorce, that you needed financial stability as well as the opportunity. And, you know, so many people I talk to, they need the negative influence as well as the positive influence to really make a change in their life. Is that what happened?
The amazing thing that happened is that instead of separating us, because like during my education and cultural projects, he never supported me. And when we decided to divorce, the funniest thing is that we became partners in so many businesses because we understood each other and the goals. Like, we grow in different ways, but at the same time, when we divorced, we could understand that as partners, like business partners, we were amazing because we trust each other. So it was amazing. This transition was very important. And now I have some business with him and it's amazing.
Excellent. And so are you divorced or are you single now?
I'm divorced.
But you're a partner with your ex-husband?
Yeah, business partners.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like it worked out okay. We're going to take a break and come back more with Andy, the social girl, in just a minute and hear more about becoming a social media influencer. Stay with us. Well, welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. We're talking tonight about social media influencing with Andy, the social girl, as she's known on Instagram. Her name is Andrea. Sorry, what's your last name?
Vieira.
How do I pronounce it?
Vieira.
Vieira, I got it right. Andrea Vieira. She's from Brazil. She lives in Canada. She, about 7 years ago, got very involved in Twitter and was ranked in the 4% of social influencers on Twitter. And then she was invited to speak at the World Economic Forum for Women in India, and started becoming a social influencer on Instagram. And she's posting every day, and I see her posts all the time, and I was wondering how someone becomes a social influencer. So Andrea, Andy, tell us, you went to India, you became very well followed. How did you become an influencer? Like, what do you do to do that?
You have to have a good networking. Doesn't matter if you're local. We call the micro influencer. You can have a small following, but as long as they are very engaged, it works as well. You don't have to have big numbers of followers. For me, it's a little different because right now I'm top 4% on Turkey and India. So I have followers around the world. I have a big following here in Canada, but I have a lot of Middle East, and I have the clients, right? So for people that are looking to pursue this path, what I can say is that you should connect with your local business and start promoting. And the beginning for all influencers is pretty much the same. For me, it was doing collaboration, and you don't charge for the post, and you got usually for food influencer, you got the food and then you do the posts, and that's how it works. Really? And services as well.
So how many followers do you have on Instagram?
147, around that.
147,000.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And that builds up over time, obviously.
Yeah, since 13, right?
Are there things that you have to do to attract such a large following?
Well, when I was in India, I had a boom. Really, it was crazy, and it was the first time that I really felt what the work was like, because people were going to the hotel and asking to go to the lobby to see me and to talk with me. It was the first time that I did influencer as really my main job. And even the staff from the hotel and the management, everybody came and talked. It was the first time. It was scary, to be honest, and because I was alone there. So for me, it was when I really felt okay, this is it. And then what happens is that after a while, you can start charging, and depending on the engagement or also the followers, you're going to be having a rate for.
And so you promote swimsuits. Do you promote anything else other than swimsuits?
Yes, of course. I promote a lot of food business, and I never charge for food business. So I always do collaboration, even though I'm established, I don't charge, because I understand that food business is very complicated, and my cost for a restaurant will be pretty much impossible. And I have other companies that I work with. I love working out, and being healthy has been something that I always talk about, because I was an obese child and young adult. And
hold it. You were an obese child?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to send you the pictures.
Okay.
By 20 something, my only early 20s, 20 years ago, I had this stomach bariatric surgery to lose weight, and I lost 70 kilos.
70 kilos.
150 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
So yes. And after that, I went to almost a dozen of plastic surgeries to rebuild my body and face and everything. So after all that, it was after 2 months of surgery, as soon as my doctor said, yes, you can do it, I start walking. And then I start exercising, and that has been my thing for the last 20 years. The way I handle my stress and my anxiety, and I keep my body healthy. So with that, I promote a lot of wellness programs, and I have my own program that we can talk a little later. Let's keep talking about the business I promote. And every time.
So how would you arrange to become a promoter of different wellness businesses? You meet them online, or you meet them in real life, or what?
Usually people send me a direct message, and they ask are you interested in doing this or that? And then I talk with them. And for me, it's very important to know the business and the people behind it.
Yep.
And And also like the neighborhood and everything, because I'm in Vaughan, I live in Vaughan, and other than York region, I have a lot of followers, Mississauga, Brampton, and on the neighborhoods like Brazilian, Portuguese, Latino neighborhoods in Toronto. So if I go, like, for example, for Scarborough, the engagement is going to be really low because people know that I don't live there and I'm going just to promote one time, and I probably won't come back. So you have to take in consideration some aspects.
And when you're saying it's wellness, is it fitness centers? Is it weight loss places? Is it wellness consultants? What is it that you typically promote?
I have an agreement with a spa that has all this massages and therapies, and they also take care of my facial and all the stuff, and they have fillers and everything. And how I do that, this place is specific. I don't charge them at all, because in 2018, when I was starting my career, before I go to India, they already invited me to be ambassador for the spa, and they gave me all the sessions, everything, always in exchange for posts. And I was really beginning. I remember I had like 80,000 followers. And when I grow, I think they grow with me. So I keep with the agreement, and I really don't charge. It's like my hairstylist. It was funny because I do the hair for the last 4 years with the same person, and she's from Toronto, and she's Brazilian. And before we started doing influencer, I used to pay to cut my hair there. And then one day she was like, let's collaborate. And I was like, okay. And she was like, how much you gonna charge me? And I said, I'm never gonna charge you, because like we start together, right? For the people that start with me, I have this connection, and I think this is a big part why my business grow every day. It's loyalty, right?
It's loyalty, it's connection. It's, clearly you've got to recommend good people, because if you got a reputation for recommending bad people, you wouldn't be successful anymore. Is that not correct?
Yes, for sure. It's very important.
So you've got to check out the restaurant, or check out the hairdresser, or check out the spa before such time as you'd ever recommend them.
I don't recommend services, products, places that I don't engage with personally. Yeah. So if you see me posting about this, the car dealer that takes care of my car, or the tire company, it's because they take care of my car, and I know how they treat people. If
do you think this like idea of having social influencers is a good idea
for the business?
Yeah, for people. Should we actually be listening? In the past, we would have listened to either an expert and or to some advertisement on TV that had a star or an actress or someone famous that was recommending. Now, what you're saying is people are listening to social influencers on social media. Is that a good idea?
Yes, because it's you have to see who you are talking about, right? Because we have some huge influencers that they accept like for recommending things just for the money. So last year there was Summer Paradise in a Caribbean island that was, I don't know if you heard about, there is a movie, I forgot the name, on Netflix.
No.
And it was about super social media music event in a private island. And it was a scam. People paid thousands of dollars. They arrived there. There was like this camping tents and no structure. And the posters that they sold and the image with the super mega influencers, everybody knew what was happening. And it was all a fraud, all because of the money, what they are paying. So you have to be careful who you gonna trust your brand, because it's your business, right? Yep. So I always go engage and I talk about what I built in the past, like who I am. And then if we're going to start working, awesome.
Now, you've been very involved in fine art in the past. Have you given that up, or is that something you're still continuing with?
For now, I'm not working with that, but in the future, it's a maybe.
Because you had some big successes. You were at the Louvre, you said. You were at New York Fashion Week.
Yes, I did. I was invited by Mercedes-Benz to have my works projected in LED panels during the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week 2015 summer. And that's how I connected a lot with the fashion industry. And that's how I started my connection with Mercedes-Benz.
Fantastic. But that's something you put on hold right now.
Yes, for now it's not my focus because I'm working on this wellness project that helping me a lot. So I want to share with everyone this. And once
okay, so why don't we take a break and come back more with Andy in just a minute and talk about her new wellness project. Everyone stay with us. In 1 minute, we'll be back. We're back with Andy, the social girl, who is telling us about that she's now launched a wellness program. Tell us about your wellness program, Andrea, please.
The program is called the Fulfillment Program. And our main idea is to nourish body and mind. I worked with a health and life coach. I hired him in January because I had some things in my life that I need to be pushed. Because sometimes we got stuck in something that just doesn't, we cannot finish this process, we cannot achieve this goal. And I was feeling like this. So I thought, I know this guy and he's an amazing businessman. And now he studied, certified, and he's a life coach. And I was like, let's try. And I was amazed because it was like my goals I started achieving in 20 days. And it was really good for me. And in the middle of pandemic, I called him and I said, listen, I want to do something bigger. We need to share what you did to me, to other people. And I have the possibility of reaching a lot of people worldwide because all the program is online. And he was amazing. And one big thing of the program is the meditation side. I always practice meditation. I do Kundalini meditation.
You do what?
Kundalini. It's a kind of meditation, but okay, it's a little different than the ones that you got seated and just try to do the crossed legs. It's more free. And it's all about energy. And I believe everything is energy. So during the pandemic, I contacted a guru in India, Daji, and I did some certification with him because I've been meditation since I was a teenager. And it was something that always fascinated me. And the time that I spent in India, in the 2 weeks I was there, I locked myself and I was working with these access bars and meditation all the time. And I think when you release the bad energy that is inside you, you can achieve amazing things because then the good energy can flow, right? So when I contact him, I said, I want to do the program with you. I want to launch this program. And what I want to do is that we're going to have a huge part, the meditation. And we also have like my meditation channel on YouTube that's coming. It's called the $1 Million Meditation. Why the $1 Million? Because that's how I achieve it, my goals, right? And I think like through meditation, make everyone's life easier. So after
I don't understand why the $1 Million Meditation, because that's what you did?
Yes, because like meditation, keeping my mind healthy and balanced, it was a big part of me achieving my goals. So I believe like the meditation, when you can control your fears, anxiety, and everything, it's going to help everyone. And the good thing about my part in the program is that the meditation on the YouTube channel, it's going to be always free. That's how I give back to people. Because meditation is something that I think everyone should have access. And as it was so good for me, I want to spread the word.
So I tried meditation once, and I was in a room, and we had to count to 7 backwards and forwards for half an hour. It was the most boring half an hour of my life.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we have a wrong, like, people here have a wrong vision about meditation. You have to cross the legs, you have to sit straight, you cannot open the eyes 45 degrees or whatever. You have to say the crazy mantra that you cannot repeat. So this is not about, it's about something bigger. It's about allowing your energy to flow. And this is especially the Kundalini. The Kundalini, we work the sacral, the lower chakra, and this is the most powerful, and this is the one that is going to feed the other ones.
And how do you do Shangri-Lini meditation? Kundalini meditation.
It's basically like a couple of yoga poses that you make your energy flow, but it's not complicated. And for beginners, it's really good because you can just listen what your body is asking in terms of movement on the mat. So I've been practicing with my daughter. She's 9 years old, and she's like, "Mommy, I want to do this now." And I was like, "Do it, because it's what your body is calling you to do."
Okay, so what do you do? If my body says to lie down and go to sleep, is that what I do to meditate?
Yes, do it. But then next time, you don't have to force anything. So next time is going to be different. I bet you're going to regret just sleeping, because you're going to see it was good, but could be better.
Okay. Can you show us? Can you show us what you're thinking of? What you're talking about?
Yes, I have the YouTube channel that
so we got to watch the YouTube channel to check it out.
Yes, I cannot do that.
Okay, so what's your YouTube channel going to be called? Andy the Social Girl?
No, it's the $1 Million Meditation.
The $1 Million Meditation. And when's it going to be up and running?
It's already there. You can subscribe, and we're going to be posting videos next week. That's how
next week. Okay, excellent. The $1 Million Meditation. Okay, so what else do you have in your wellness program? You've got the $1 Million Meditation. What else?
And we have the life coaching. We have some food partnerships. We have a private chef that you can hire and do your meals, prepare your meals and deliver it to you. And also we have Cataldi supermarkets. They are creating our meals, prepared frozen meals that you just buy at the supermarket. It has our label, the fulfillment program, and it's nourishing food. It's not the diet food that everybody's using, right? Because dieting is restricting yourself from basically living.
Right.
And we cannot live in a diet forever.
Okay, so what about you? How did you become obese?
I had like hormones problems. Mm-hmm. I still have like thyroid problems, and my family was very sedentary. Nobody exercising. And
so you had surgery?
Yes, I had bariatric surgery 20 years ago. And then I had to learn how to eat properly and everything.
And do you recommend that surgery for people?
If there is no other chance that you're going to lose weight and it's affecting your health, then yes. But if you can try other ways, I recommend, because it's not something easy. So I have some sequels from the surgery. So I have to take like vitamins every day. My hair, I have extensions, right? My hair is extensions. So my hair is very thin, doesn't grow. The skin is always dry. We have like some imbalance of hormones. So if you can try to do something more natural, will be amazing. But sometimes there is no other option, right?
Right. And the hair growth is, or lack of hair growth, is because of the surgery? Really?
Yes.
That's interesting. And you say you've had numerous different plastic surgeries. Is that because of extra skin or what?
Yeah. extra skin.
And so with the surgery, one has to get rid of that extra skin, I guess.
Yes, because when you lose like 70 kilos and 1 year and a half, like everything falls down, right? Doesn't matter if you're 20 or 70, it's like everything, you're done.
Amazing. I would be fascinated to see a picture of you before and after.
Yeah, I'm going to send you.
Okay. So you've got this social media, social influencer business. You've got your wellness business. You've put your fine arts business on hold. What else are you up to?
Right now, I'm focusing on the wellness, and I'm going to be launching a craft beer label by March.
A craft beer label. Is it going to be a health-oriented or a wellness-oriented craft beer label?
Yes, it's a healthy one, very light one, and low carb. So it's going to be amazing.
Excellent. And are you a practicer of low carbs, the keto diet or whatever it's called?
No, it's just because like usually beer has a lot of carbs, and I'm a beer person, so that's fine.
Excellent. And so if we want to check out your wellness business, is there a website for it?
Yes, the fulfillment program.
Fulfillmentprogram.com.
Or go to my Instagram, because I always post there.
Okay. And the Instagram is Andy the Social Girl?
Yes.
And the YouTube video for meditation is the $1 Million Meditation.
Yes, thank you.
Excellent. Anything else that we should be following? Are you still on Twitter or gave that up?
No, I'm still on Twitter, but I'm slower on Twitter right now. So my Twitter is Andy Social Girl, because it doesn't fit all the name. And that's it.
Excellent. Well, Andy the Social Girl, it's been a pleasure chatting with you tonight and telling us a little bit about both being a social influencer as well as your wellness business. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was my pleasure.
We're going to take a break and come back with more in just a minute. Stay with us.